Lesson 7.1, Video 1. Key terms. Dealing with monomials and factoring. Factored form is a monomial expression as a product of a prime number, which means nothing can go into it besides 1 and the number itself, and variables in which no variable has an exponent greater than 1. And we'll show what that looks like in a moment. And also greatest common factor. And that's the product, again a product, of the prime factors common in two or more integers. So let's take a look at monomials first. When we look at negative 25 x cubed y to the second, what we're looking for is factoring down to the prime factors. So there's a couple ways to do this: upside down division or factor tree. I'm going to do factor tree. So we have negative 1 and 25, 5 and 5. So we would write this as negative 1 times 5 times 5, and then we would write our variables out. Instead of x cubed, we would write x, 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 because we know x cubed means 3 of them, and then the same with the y's. Y times y, because there's 2 of them. So in other words, monomials in factored form are prime. Okay, so our next one, we have 36, which we know 2 goes into, and it goes into it 18 times. 2 goes into 18 9 times, and 3 goes into 3 goes into 9 3 times. Now I like to call this hockey stick when we do factor tree like this. Those are the prime factors. So we would write that as 2 times 2 times 3 times 3, and then we would write our variables like we did before. A squared means there's 2 of them, and there's only one b, and that's considered, a monomial is considered factored there. Okay, our last two, again, 2 goes into 34 17 times, and you cannot factor 17 any further, so we would say 2 times 17 times y times y times y, and then z 4 times, and that's considered factored. Our last one, there we have a negative again, so I'll take a negative 1 out, then I'll focus on 52 and say 2 goes into 52 26 times, 2 goes into 26 13 times, and there's our hockey stick again representing our prime factors. So negative 1 times 2 times 2 times 13, and we have c cubed, so 3 c's, and d squared, so 2 d's. And that represents our factored form of that monomial. This ends Lesson 7.1, Video 1.